blue background and somebody preparing for this, changing the colors.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 270th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi. Our mission at Toastmasters of Delhi is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The theme of the meeting today is mindfulness. We will learn a lot more about it in some time. There are a few housekeeping rules to follow through the meeting. 1, please avoid talking about religion, sex, or politics. 2, in case of any technical glitches, you may contact the tech master or host for the meeting. 3, request you all to add TM for Toastmaster or guest in front of your name. All speakers and role players can do so as well. It makes it easier to identify you. 4th, speakers are requested to do a quick audio video check before starting to speak. 5th, let's display a high five or namaste when handing over the virtual stage or say a thank you. 6th, please keep your audio on mute when you are not speaking. And 7th, please do not type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it distracts the speaker. You can share feedback after the speech is complete. I now introduce the presiding officer, Rohan Bansal. Rohan is the VP Education of Toastmasters of Delhi and has held various offices in the elective committee for 2 years. He has been a member of Toastmasters for about 5 years now. Over to you, Rohan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sajjad. I'm Toastmaster Bhavna. A friend of mine was on a solo trip many years back to Rishikesh, and he came across a monk on his way. And he asked the monk, how do I find mindfulness? The monks responded by laughing at him for 5 minutes straight. Can you guess why? Any guesses?
It is a state of being and not an object to be found.
Very close. Okay, the answers to this will be at the end of the meeting. I'll keep you in suspense and curious throughout the meeting. With that, I'd like to get a sense of who the guests are for today's session. Firstly, let me call on stage Toastmaster Dinesh. Hi, Toastmaster Dinesh, how are you doing?
Fine. Very
Dinesh,
fine.
can you please introduce yourself to the club? I know a lot about you, but can you introduce yourself to our club members and where you're from?
I'm Dinesh, basically from India, at present in Melbourne, Australia for last 5 years. Member of 3 Toastmaster clubs. I was VP last year and this year I'm secretary. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really great to have you here, Toastmaster Dinesh. Wonderful having you here. Aarti, Toastmaster Aarti, can we have your quick introduction, please? Where are you coming from? I know you are a member of Toastmasters, but can you introduce yourself to our club?
Yeah, definitely. Good evening, everyone. I'm Aarti Dayal, and I'm from Toastmasters Community Club Ranchi. It's in Jharkhand, and here I'm as a VP Education. And since last time that there was a book review, this meeting was there, which I attended. I really enjoyed, and I have bought the book also for the next book review. I have started reading, and I really want to, attend this meeting and learn something more about table topics and all. So that is why I'm here today. Thank you.
Awesome. Good to see you here again, Aarti, and welcome to Toastmasters of Delhi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Chintan, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Toastmaster Chintan, can you introduce yourself to the club, where you're from and what brings you here today?
So I'm basically from Gujarat and I'm residing at Gurgaon. My home club is Eloquent Toastmaster Club, and the firsts of our life are always special. As the last month on the first Saturday, I joined the Toastmaster International, and it's 1 month. And today I am joining this club, and out of my home club, the 4 walls of the home club is the first. And I really appreciate your entire team to giving me this opportunity, and looking forward for a wonderful session.
Welcome, Toastmaster Chintan. I also remember when I first joined Toastmaster Delhi, I took like a year. You spent 1 month and you came to another club. I spent a year before even attending other club meetings. So kudos to you for taking that step. And really great to have you here, Toastmaster Chintan. All right, so we have one more guest, but I'll save her introduction for the Toastmaster of the day, because she'll be introducing our special guest who's leading the module on table topics, Toastmaster Viduda, but I'll save that introduction for the Toastmaster of the day. So without further ado, what can I say about the Toastmaster of the day? Our Toastmaster today is enthusiastic, energetic, and whenever she takes on a role, she makes it her own and presents her unique style, a unique perspective. So I'm super excited, and I hope you all learn throughout the meeting. And without further ado, I'd like to hand over the virtual stage. Before I hand over the virtual stage, I'd like to request everyone who's in the meeting. It's always great to interact with your faces and not your name tags. So I would request all of you to switch on your videos and have an interactive, engaging, and lively session throughout. So thank you so much, and I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Simranji.
Thank you so much, Rohan, for such a lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I am the Toastmaster of the day, and I would like to share a lovely story with you all. There was an elder and a child talking to each other. The elder told the child, I have 2 wolves inside my heart, fighting with each other. One of them is fearful, is repentful, is revengeful, is envious, and the other one is peaceful, is generous, is compassionate, is loving. The child asked, which of them is going to win? To this, the man said, the one I feed. That does not mean that we would try to kill the other envious wolf. If we try to do that, we would end up in a long battle, making the wolf more powerful without fear. Instead, we need to pay gentle attention to the wolf and let go of all the expectations of having answers from it. If we could do that, it would end up lying next to us, no more an enemy. Also, we need to strengthen the loving wolf by nurturing it, by giving it support, so that we can follow it. The peaceful wolf can become our steady companion through all the experiences of our life. Restful, enjoyable, or chaotic. Experience may come and go, but we would have a steady companion with us who would guide us through it all. Mindfulness teaches us that. Mindfulness let us know what we are thinking when we are thinking it, what we are feeling when we are feeling it. It allows us to choose what strengthens us and bring that to action. It allows us to choose what we gently needs to let go. It only takes practice. Whenever people hear this word mindfulness, they imagine a person sitting on a cushion, legs crossed, eyes closed. Mindfulness is like that sometimes. And there is so much more it can offer us that we can use in our day-to-day life to feel more calm, to feel more peaceful. We would learn about mindfulness ahead in the meeting, but before that, I would like to tell you all the structure of the meeting for today, which is a bit different. today, the first section is going to be an educational module on acing the table topics, which is going to be taken by Toastmaster Vidvita Mohta, which I am really excited about, and I think everyone else in the meeting would be really excited about. The second section is going to be prepared speeches section, where our speakers would come and deliver their speeches. And the third section is going to be the general evaluation section, where the general evaluator would come and evaluate the meeting, the role players, and the evaluators. So with that, I would like to pass on the stage to the general evaluator. Thank you very much. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Madam T.M. Modi. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear friends. Today, I am your general evaluator. And for a second, I just forgot that my mind was not present. I was so engrossed in the mindfulness sermon that we just got from our TM. My mind just got minutes. So sorry for the late response to the vote that was announced right now, but I'm back in action. Today, I'm once again the general evaluator of the meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi, and I see that the VP Education has lined up a fantastic tag team for me. I would now like to describe the role that I'm going to do. As the general evaluator, it is my responsibility to notice and observe the meeting on a very micro level. And I have a team who will also be helping me in those observations and giving an evaluation to all the participants and as well as the audiences on what are the etiquettes and what are the feedbacks and the evaluations. We will have prepared speakers who will be evaluated by, whose speeches will be evaluated by our evaluators, and then we have the tag team, which I am going to now introduce, and they are going to share their objectives and then eventually give their report at the end of the session. The last. I would now like to call upon stage Toastmaster Kabir, who is the timer of this meeting. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Kabir to give us the objectives of his role. Toastmaster Kabir.
Thank you, General Evaluator, sir. I am the timer for the meeting. I am responsible for keeping a track of the time taken by each and every role player, speaker, and the auxiliary role player who come on the stage. The timing guidelines are as follows. There will be an educational module that will be presented from 20 to 30 minutes. At 20 minutes, a green virtual background will be displayed. At 25 minutes, there will be a yellow virtual background, and at 30 minutes, there will be a red virtual background. Then there are two prepared speakers. Toastmaster Nupur will deliver her speech. The duration will be from 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, there will be a green virtual background. At 6 minutes, there will be a yellow virtual background. And at 7 minutes, there will be a red virtual background. Then we have two prepared speeches, one prepared speech in two parts from Toastmaster Bhavna. The first part will be from 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, we will have a green virtual background. At 6 minutes, we will have a yellow virtual background. And at 7 minutes, we will have a red virtual background. The second part of the speech from Toastmaster Bhavna again would be from 5 to 10 minutes. At 5 minutes, there will be a green virtual background. At 7.5 minutes, we'll have a yellow virtual background. And at 10 minutes, we'll have a red virtual background. Then there will be evaluators who will be giving their part of the evaluation from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, they will have a green virtual background. 2.5 minutes, they will have a yellow virtual background. And at 3 minutes, there will be a red virtual background. There will be a grace period of 30 seconds for both prepared speakers and the evaluators. Near the end of the meeting, I will be preparing and delivering my report when called upon with the exact timings that all the speakers have taken when called upon by the general evaluator, sir. Thank you so much. That's what I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kabir, for the excellent objectives of your role. I would now like to call upon stage Toastmaster Chintan Seth. He is the grammarian of today. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Chintan to give us his objectives of this role as the grammarian. Toastmaster Chintan.
So just let me know when the screen is visible. As the theme of today is mindfulness, and I would be a grammarian, so I encourage all the speakers and role players to be a little bit mindful what we speak and use a better grammar and better words, as we are here to learn the language English. As for any building, the foundation is important. For English or any language, the pillars are grammar and words. And today, as a grammarian, I would be in active listening mode for all the speeches. I would be noting down all the good usages of language, such as words, quotes, phrases, idioms. I would be also noting down not so good usages of the language. I would be recording the usage of word of the day and idiom of the day, and I'm going to show the same in the coming slide. I would be preparing a report and I would be presenting a report whenever called by the general evaluator. The word of the day today is dwindle. Meaning is diminish gradually in size or amount of strength. The synonyms are diminish, decrease, wane. The examples are after the protest, public support to government has started to dwindle. We better hurry. The eating options after 10 p.m. start to dwindle. And the idiom of the day is play or do something by the ear. The meaning is to improvise in a situation or being spontaneous. The example is I was underprepared for the meeting and played everything by the ear, ended up making a big mess. So that's it from my side. I would present the report when called upon by general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chintan. I would now like to call upon stage Toastmaster Kamal as the counter of the meeting to give us the objectives of this role. Toastmaster Kamal.
Thank you so much. Am I audible to everyone? Thank you so much, General Evaluator. The best way to capture moments is to pay attention. This is how we cultivate mindfulness by John Cabot. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. I'm the arc counter for the day. As an arc counter, my duty is to record filler words and crutches causes interruption in the speech, which further distract the attention of the audience. As a result, they reduce the impact of the speech. My role is to notes of the pauses, filler words used by the speakers and role players. Filler words like you know, so I mean, well. In addition, unintentional sounds like ahs and ums, and long pauses will be noted. I'll submit my report during the general evaluation. So over to you, back to you, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamal. I would now like to call upon stage the active listener, the goodies giver, the very, very active person who watches, keeps a watch on everything that is happening in this speech. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Neha Latwal in her debut role as the active listener. Toastmaster Neha.
Thank you, Mr. Shahid, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As today's theme is mindfulness, I want to share my thought of it. Mindfulness is a quality that every human being already possesses. It is not something we have to conjure. We just have to learn how to access it. Apart from that, moving to my role, I am the active listener for the day. I will be listening closely to everything that is said during the meeting and will ask questions in order to test our listening skills during the general evaluation sections. Thank you, General Evaluation, Shahid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neha. We are looking forward to your active listening skills. I would now like to hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Simran, to take the meeting forward. And I'll be back again in my in the last session of the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Journal Evaluator, Toastmaster Shahid. Okay, so before we move ahead for the first section, I would like you all to get introduced to a simple mindfulness technique where what you need to do, you need to just focus on the tip of your nose and while you're breathing, right? So while you're breathing, you have to focus on the tip of your nose. It will help you to focus, to take your focus on your breath. And that will help you to bring you back to the present moment. The public speakers who are involved in such mindfulness activities feel much less anxious and much more thoughtful when they are on stage. Especially when it comes to the impromptu speaking, where you need to be more grounded, where you need to be in the present moment so that you can get good flow of good thoughts that is required at that point of moment. I think a module master would agree to that, which is none other than Toastmaster Bhavna, who is a communication and a confidence coach certified by International Coaching Federation. But before that, she is a passionate Toastmaster. She has represented her club in District 41 table topics twice, in 2015 and second time in 2019, where she ended up being the first runner-up. One thing she is really proud of is being the founder of Cool Presenters, which is an initiative where they nurture children into a confident human being. Since 2018, she is working with Cool Presenters and has had a lot of students to be more confident. Recently, in 2020, she has started her own coaching business where she is helping and working out with individuals to bring out the best version of themselves and to unlock their potential. So I would like to hand over the stage to the module master. A huge round of applause to Toastmaster Bhavna.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Simranjeet. That was such a beautiful introduction, and I'm thankful to Toastmaster Rohan for inviting me today. And it's a great pleasure seeing all of you here, and I'm sure we are going to be mindful as we go along. Let me get you right into the game. How is this module going to be structured? First thing first, and I must admit it to you, because it is a table topics module, something that you're not very prepared. So we are going to play it by the ear. And when we are going to do that, it means I will not have any PowerPoint slides. Anyway, who needs more PowerPoint slides? Now that last 2 years we have been on Zoom and webinars, I think we have had enough of PowerPoint slides. So I'm going to have a low-tech version of PowerPoint slides. Let me show you how it will go on. And this module is going to be divided into 2 parts. Face it. Okay, I think I'll remove my background so that it's more visible. Yes. All right. So face it. So we are going to see how we face it. And later on, we'll talk about how we ace it. Now that we have begun on a note of mindfulness, I want to ask you a question. How focused? So how focused are you today in this module? So anywhere between 1 and 7, you can type in your answer in the chat, 1 being least focused and 7 being the most. So let me see the numbers coming. Okay, I see 6 and 7 and okay. So lots of 7 has come up. That's great. Wow, 5, 6, 7. All right. So now what I want to ask you is to hit the number that you have chosen. To get to that number, if there's one thing that you want to change in your surrounding, maybe like open your curtains or close your door or turn your phone away or keep it away, whatever it is, I'll let you do that. Okay, I can feel things happening. I can see it inside my mind that a lot of things are happening here. All right. So now I'm sure and hopeful that you'll hit the number that you wanted to. Now let's get into the game. So what's happening when we come to a table topics session? when the table topic master is there, I feel that lots of things are start to happen to us. The heart starts fluttering and we are anxious. What happens to you? I'm very curious. You can put in a chat one word that tells me what happens to you before you come on stage. Okay, thinking mode, I'm scared. All right, fear, yes, rightly said. Excited, yes. You don't know what's, yeah, heart starts beating really fast. That does happen, yes. All right, yes, not able to structure the, plethora of thoughts, wow. So that is even before the topic has been announced. You're sweating, you're excited to be called onto stage. Wow, lots of things happening right there. And then you walk onto the stage and things change. So let's talk about what happens before you come on the stage, and then we'll talk about how we do it when we come onto the stage. I would like you to write the word that what you are, what it is that is what's happening. So you are scared means I am not what? So can you write like I'm not ready, or I am not? If it is something like scared and sweating, what is it that you're not okay? So you're not capable. Okay, that's I'm not confident. I see some. Okay, I'm not. Okay, wow. Okay, so someone here is not afraid, not scared, and unprepared. Not unprepared. Okay, great. I like that. For many of us who have not yet reached the DTM level and haven't faced the table topics yet, I feel the pressure. So you're not relaxed. What I would like to give you today is one powerful technique, one powerful tool, let me call it. And this tool, you're going to apply it even before you walk onto the stage or on the virtual podium, even before we are there or before we raise our hands. This is the tool that you're going to use. It's very simple, just 3 letters. Table topics, you get 2 minutes, so our tools can't be long. But the tool is, here is the tool. I want you to add this simple word at the end of I am not confident yet. I'm not capable yet. I'm not ready yet. How does it change your mindset? From I'm not to I'm not there yet. All right. So yet I can nail it. There is an interesting comment. That is interesting. I'm not confident yet I can nail it. Very nice. I like that attitude. So if we change our mindset to something like this, that this is not where I'm yet, it keeps us open that I will get there. With that, coming onto the stage becomes a tiny bit more easier. Now that we are on stage, what happens? The table topic master is going to give you the topic. And the topic is a lot of words. Boyzone's song, I remember from 1993 because I'm from that generation, and he used to sing this song. It's only words. I hope many of you can identify with the song. It was a great hit at that time. So what do? We simply grab the words. Our mind is racing, but we need to grab the words. Be it any topic. Let's first look out for some words that make sense to us. And this part is when we are facing the table topic. We are new to table topic. We do not know how to tackle it. So what we do is we say, I'm not there yet, but I will. And you go on, you listen carefully, you be mindful, and you listen actively, grab at the words. When you get some words, what do we do next is look out for association. Now, when you look at someone says a bulb, what do you think of? A bulb, maybe idea for someone. If I say bread, what is the next word that comes to you? Butter. If I say night, what comes to you? Okay, bread, butter, toast, night, day. So many things are coming. So hold on to something that comes. Take that word. That's good start. You have something to say. You're not going to go blank. No matter what the topic is, give it a shot. Your brain is going to give you something. If they talk about bread, you can start talking about butter. That's fine. You have something to speak and it is related. So that's going to be fine. The next thing is, once you've been coming on stage, you've tried it, they give you a topic, like, for example, the topic like the grass is greener on the, not on the other side, but the side that you water it. Too big and too complicated. Grass, green, maybe you want to talk about grasshoppers. And what does the word grasshopper mean for you? What does the word make you feel? For me, grasshopper might be my childhood, when I used to play outside, when I used to run around and feel joyful. So no matter what the topic was, I grabbed grass. I got grasshopper and I felt happy. Now I have a story. I have a story from my childhood. So I want you to tell the story. This is the time that you tell a story, and don't tell any story, tell your story. So tell the grasshopper story, or tell the grass stain story, that when you ran around, fell down, came to your mother, and she gave you a big scolding for always coming back home with muddy pants. So be it, it's your story. And because it is yours, you don't need to bring it from anywhere. Often, many times I've seen very earnest Toastmasters who come up with stories of Elon Musk, who come up with stories of Steve Jobs. They're not your stories. Sometimes we try to fit them. I have nothing against these great guys. I really adore them. And I wish I could be like one of those guys. But when we are telling our story, it has a different flavor. It is unique. It is yours. Nobody's heard of it before, unless, of course, they are your spouses. You know what happens then. So, and when you are telling your story, you are there, you're telling a story. Who are you telling your story to? That matters a lot too. You are on the stage, you are scared, but you have a story, you have your story. Now think of the audience. Who is the audience? Who do you like to tell stories most to? If you're a parent like me, or if you become one, you would end up telling lots and lots of stories to your children. And if you don't have children and you have your friends' children or some relatives, nieces, you will be telling them. So when children listen to stories, they are hooked. And we adults are none other but those grown-up children. So once you start a story, you have their attention. The only thing is, make the audience your friend. If you think of them as hostile, you will not be able to open up and tell your story. Now tell me one thing. If I get stuck now and start going blank or stuttering, how many of you will laugh at me? Like, look at her, she's there and she's, oh my God, the module master is stuck. Or how many of you would think, oh my God, I wish she recovers, she is back on her feet and she can complete this module. Raise your hand if you think you'll laugh it off and say, oh, what a joke it was. Okay, now raise your hand if you really wish I would recover and you would root for me. Great, lovely. See, that's what the audience is really like. Today, I'm here in a very totally new setting, not as the Toastmaster I have met before, and I just took this bet, but I know it. We as human beings always root for one another. When there is a person alone showing up on the stage, we're always rooting for them. So when you are there and your friends are rooting for you, doesn't matter because they're all looking at you to say that word, to say that story and make some connection, no matter how you make it. So tell your story to your friends. Tell your story to your friends. When you tell a story to your friends or when you tell a story to your children, how do you begin? How does your face look like? Does it look like this? It never does look like that. When we are talking with our friends, we are always smiling. And this is something that I talk to my children all the time in cool presenters. And this is a small batch I show it to them. Is it visible? The smiley? Yeah. So don't forget to wear the smile when you walk into the stage and you need to speak. Before you speak, smile. That's going to make friends. And you look around and you smile, grab those words while any word that comes in, you are making association. You start thinking about that. What's the emotion? What's the story? You got it. You start building on it. But don't forget, the smile is important. The smile is telling other person that you're interested in them, that you respect them. When you're frowning, you're like, okay, I don't really care about you guys, but I have to be here. But if I care about you, if I'm giving you a story, if I'm giving you an experience from my life, a gift, I'm smiling, I'm happy about it. And I'm sure that the receiver will be happy and ready to receive it. So that is one technique, never forget it. Go with a smile. When you are on stage, don't forget to smile. You are smiling, you are telling a story to your friends. The storytelling technique is same as prepared speech. It's just that you're doing it on your feet, playing it by the ear. But when you are a table topic speaker, you eat a sandwich. We always eat a sandwich in Toastmasters, be it evaluation, be it speeches. Opening, the first bread, and then the meat or the vegetables, tomatoes and lettuce and butter or cheese, and then the last bread. So you open, and then you have the really juicy thing inside, and then you close it very neatly. Many times, a lot of people, what they do is they tell the juicy thing before, they tell the whole point before, and then nothing later comes. If you had the topping on top and just two breads beneath, it doesn't taste so good. So make it a sandwich. You start, you can hook the audience, you can ask questions, but the juicy bits will come, will follow. And then when you end up, you put another layer, the message is given, you conclude like any prepared speeches. And this structure will be in your head as you speak. You will know the time is ticking. And all this will only happen when we are there again and again. That as a timer in our body clock, it will tell us before the green comes up that I'm here, I'm halfway here, I've told my story. Now let me tell what it really means to me. And let me ask what it means to you. That's all. When you have your story, you just jump into the story, you try to tie it with the theme that the topic is about. And in the conclusion, you can ask the people, what does it mean to you? And there you leave the sandwich and they are chewing on it. And they're thinking, what does it mean for me? How is it applicable to me? And once the sandwich is ready, you are already there 2 minutes at least. You've spoken for 2 minutes and you have been there and faced it. Now comes the part of acing it. These techniques will help you or any newcomer to a club to come, raise your hand, go there and try on to table topics. But then we go to contests. And this is something we passionate Toastmasters are really more passionate about, going into contests and proving it to ourselves and getting better at it. So how do we ace it? This part, I have to tell you, the secret is simply face it to ace it. And the secret is so simple. You have to just be there, face it many times, be there, and you will ace it. And another very important thing that came much earlier in the theme was being mindful. It's super important, I will say, and it's been for me. In my experience, the first time that I went to district, the mindset that I was in, and the second time that I went to the district, the mindset I was in changed the whole lot of game. If you're more mindful, if you're composed, if you're calm, if you're observing things, you might have an example right from around you that will match with the topic. In 2019, for me, the topic was that pearls are not found on the seaside. Pearls are not found on the seaside. And that day, I was wearing a pearl necklace. I remembered during my speech that I have something here. And as a prop, I just raised it and it totally elevated the speech. Had I not been sure about what I was wearing, I would have probably not used it. Many of my friends later were laughing and saying, oh, you must have known about the topic. Look at how you have been dressing. I said, okay, we never know whether I knew it or not, but we did laugh. And there are many little things that we can observe, be it while you were coming in that day in the morning, what happened. Let's be more present. When you were eating something, when someone was talking, or when you were getting into an auto, when you were getting out of the auto, when someone was serving you something, when someone was looking at you, or whatever happened can be an example for you. And these are not only tips for what to do on the day of contest, but let's be more aware about things around us, because that is where your stories are going to come from. When we are going to build a story bank, people often ask me, and it happens to me, that I don't have a sad story. Why sad stories? Because we root for sad stories. When we come across vulnerable, when we tell that this is what I faced, and this was such a tough time for me, and I've come out of it, people will say, yes, I really hope you come out of it. And if I say, oh, wow, I've been great, I've been doing well, and I have always been a wonderful, confident person, we don't want to be an arrogant person on stage. Nobody's going to like you. Yes, one person that we need to be is ourselves. When we are on stage, be you. And like someone said, if you are arrogant and you are full of yourself, then pretend to be someone else. Only in that case, pretend to be someone else. Otherwise, just be you and be there. And in being there, in being you, you are also being vulnerable. And I feel that is a big thing. When you are being vulnerable, when you are bringing those emotions, and those emotions are giving you a story, that is a story from your life. That is your story. Maybe you're going to tell people a deep secret from your past. Maybe how you were treated as a child. Maybe you got beaten up. Maybe you were not provided for. It could happen. And it's something that when you say it with a lot of expressions, because it is yours. When something happened, when you were in an accident, if it's a sad topic, but it's a happy topic, you can bring all the happiness. When you saw a grasshopper, I would be happy. Or if you're reminded of Baloo. Once there was a topic when they asked me how ambitious one needs to be. And the other day I had sat down with my daughter and watched The Jungle Book. And I remembered about Baloo. And I said, I am Baloo. So ambition and me are a little far apart. So in a table topic contest, you don't always have to go with the topic. If you look at the topic and the emotion is, I don't really agree with it, you can go against it too. Many times people have said that in contest, if you go against the flow, you might be different and judges might find it more interesting. I don't really subscribe to that theory. I say play it by the ear. When you get a topic, look for association, look for the emotion. What do you feel? And that you will get your story. And just go with the story that you got and make it in a sandwich and present it. Is it me or I've not been able to see the screen, green screen? So I'm just trying to find out how much time, if I'm missing the green screen, please let me know. Because late after the green screen, I would be opening it up for questions. So how much time do we have till how far? Okay, I have good time. Okay, thank you. Okay, the green screen has come too. Okay, so wonderful. So far, if you have any questions, or if there's something that you would like to ask me, now is the time. Yes, Gopal, please, Toastmaster Gopal.
Yes, Rita. I have a question. When we are coming up on the stage and whatever the topic is being given, sometimes it happens that you are not at all aware about the topic. What kind of topic is this? In that case, what should we do? For example, you took an example of that boy John 1993. If the same topic is given to me, I don't know what is boy John, what is 1993, how it is related to it with each other. In that case, what should be the way to tackle such situation?
Excellent question. So when we have a topic that we have no clue about, and that has happened with me too. So what do we do? Take a word, boyzone. So maybe boy or zone. Boyzone is a band. Maybe I did not know about it, but you think boy, if you're talking about boys. So what do boys do? And if you had read 1993. So 1993, what happened? Did you grow up in that time? Were you in school at that time? So if it's only boys in 1993, as someone, you could still have a lot to say. Speak about boys in 1993. What were they doing? Maybe in that time you were in school, maybe in school. What coming to my mind is boys who were trying to go out and for the first time try cigarettes and sneaking out of school. So I would probably build a story about rebelling boys who were trying to do different things, and in my school what happened and what those boys did and my experience from school. That is something I'd pull out. As I said, grab the words, let's dissect it, and whatever words you get, and then we think of something, boy, and what is coming to you next with the boy. It could be your school, it could be anything. So with that, any feeling or any feeling. What's the feeling that a boy's zone is giving you? Boys, maybe boys in the gully or boys doing something. It is going to, like, you think of the emotion with it. The boys, you thought of boys in the neighborhood. Were they good? Were they bad? Were they eve teasing? What happened in 1993 in the neighborhood that you lived? And you can tell a story about that. Forget about the complete topic. As long as you have a story which has some of the words, it's going to be a good story. I hope I answered your question.
Yes,
Okay.
one more question.
Yeah, please.
Like you mentioned that sandwich approach where there is bread, juice, and again bread. But in impromptu speech where we have to play by the ear, and there is no way or there is no thinking in the mind that what we have to speak and what story is to come. For me, it happens like that. If I have to start anything, then I within those 2 minutes I start thinking that what should I speak, and sometimes it is not structured. It happens with me. Then how we can think of that sandwich approach that we have to first bread, then juice, then bread?
Okay, excellent question. Forget the sandwich. If it happens with you, forget the sandwich. Just grab at the words. Whatever story comes, begin it and end it. You come again on the stage and come again on the stage. When you start coming, you will notice there's a structure. Okay. You will notice that you have a structure already, and how you began when you had some words and you said, this is what comes to my mind. And you talk about your school. So something, and then what happened in your school, that's more important in your story. You will tell a story and then you will end it like, okay, and this is what I understood from it, and you conclude it. So the structure becomes more apparent. It appears after we have been there for a longer time.
Practice.
So, yes, it's definitely practice. And the structure will be more clear to us as we listen to other people too. We can see how they began and how they are weaving in the story. It's simply a story. Anything that we are sharing is a story. So when we tell a story to our children, we will tell them what happened in the beginning. And then the major thing, a fight or something happens, something changes there, and then they end. So unless we have a twist in the plot, it's not going to be very interesting. But in the beginning, as a beginner table topic master, don't even worry about having a twist or having something changing or having something interesting. As a beginning table topic person, what I would say is that you have a story, you share it. If you have another story coming or another example coming, share 2 examples. It doesn't have to be one big example for the whole topic. You have said something and then you can say another example that's related closely is this, and share it. And then the ending bread can be simply like, this is what it made me feel. Again, your emotions from all of it. This is what it means to me. And how does it sound to you? And you can always end it with, what do you say, table topic master? And that becomes a good way of ending and putting that last bread.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gopal. Yes,
yes.
Chintan, yes.
So thank you for giving so much insights, but I have been inspired by many world champions, and one day I was listening to Dhananjaya, he was a person because of whom I am here, and he was once mentioned that there is a principle called recency, that you have to end your speech with a bang. So if you go with bread, juice and bread, if you end with a bread, then I find it a bit conflicting that how to end in a way that it gives a lasting impression and people would go mull over, or people have something to call for an action or something to think about the speech. So can you just enlighten us? Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. That's a really great thing that you have come up with. I'm telling you to go with a bread, juicy thing in between the cheese and tomatoes and then another bread. That's a structure that helps us that we don't keep the juicy thing only for the end. Doesn't mean that the bread is not interesting. The bread is not stale. So the bread is also good. The bread is also something that you need. So it's going to keep your juicy thing intact. However, I agree. When you are giving a speech, conclusion has to be also sticky. You can't say, okay, I've said everything and this is what it means to me, and that's it. So it can't be flat. It has to be something, because say, the opening has to be really great. You have to hook people. Otherwise, you have lost them in the beginning, no matter how juicy whatever comes in between, you don't care. Nobody is care. Everybody's in their Facebook or in Instagram. These days, you lose people like this. So you have to hook them in the beginning, keep them hooked all through. And in the end, why it's more necessary for them to remember you later. After you, someone else will come and they'll forget you. But what is it that you said in the end? That's the only thing that they are going to remember. Oh, that Chintan said this. So what is it that you said? So your conclusion should be everything you said in a nutshell. So everything you said in a nutshell is what they are going to remember. If Dhananjay had the line that, I'm forgetting his line, I see someone.
I see something in you.
I see something in you. So he ended with, I see something in you. And so what is it that you are giving to the people? So bring it again out. But this is something you can bring towards competitions when you're looking there, that how to make it better from here. How can I make it different from here? But when you're simply trying to be yourself and discovering yourself, don't give yourself that pressure that I have to make my conclusions sticky. And in fact, what has worked with me also as someone who's been into contest, I've never really bothered that my conclusion has to be sticky. I have just felt like, what is the emotion I'm getting? What's my story? And how do you connect? I ask people, I feel they are there to listen to me. And once I've told my story, I ask them, does it mean anything with you? Does it resonate with you? Asking question is another thing that you can try, that this is what it means to me. But you have to give that in the end, that this is the gist, this is the meaning. If you have not listened to me so far, just this last 30 seconds is what is the gist is. Give me that gist. So everybody will remember you. Oh, his speech was about that. So probably you can try that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chintan.
And just one line, if I may. That,
yeah, sure.
You have rightly mentioned that another video of Mohammad Khatani, he was a world champion. He was mentioning that he gave a very practical example that when we see YouTube, there are only 5 seconds to skip the video. So you have only 5 seconds, and now the power of attention of people are decreasing. Their attention span is decreasing. So you have to hook them up. So you are very right, and I would try your suggestions.
Thank you. Thank you, Chintan. Yes, Dishant.
I have a question in the sense that on multiple occasions I screwed my speeches. So every time what I feel that whenever I get a chance that this time I will rock it. And what happened that just before, few minutes before the speech, what I found that I am confident. But when I tried to deliver the speech at that time, all the confidence that I gained before it totally lost. My mind is totally blank, and all the negative thoughts start coming this time. And I don't know how to work on that.
Wonderful question, Dishant. And I will tell you that you are not alone. Many people face that, especially even seasoned Toastmasters feel that. And I will tell you a personal story here before I answer your question. Is once I was the first runners-up, people asked me, are you going to contest again? Are you going to take part again? I said, yes, why not? So what if you don't win in the club, or what if you don't win in the area? You are first runners-up. And the first thing that came to me was about the sports teams. Does India only play cricket once with other players? We keep going, we keep losing some, we keep winning some. Don't hook yourself with what you've got or what you've lost, because we are always here for learning. The major point is Toastmasters is a very safe place. I feel that there's no safer place than Toastmasters. You are here, you can speak for 2.5 minutes in prepared speeches, you get more time, you can just continue to speak whatever, nobody's going to stop you unless and until something objectionable you are saying. Even then they will tell you report is coming out later. So you have that time, people will even applaud you. It doesn't happen. When you get married, you will know how it happens. So this is the place where you can come and speak out everything and enjoy that applause. So make mistakes here. That is the place to be not confident. When you go out in the world and people are judging you, that is the more reason that you have to be focused, that I should not lose my confidence. Here you come out, make mistakes. That's why this place is So feel safe that, oh, okay, it's okay if I fumble, if I do not have enough words, if I fail, because we are all here for that. We are all here for learning. Did I answer your question, Dishant?
Yeah, in some sense, but I think the more is that I need to work on.
I feel don't fear the failure. It's okay.
Yeah, here I can try, but on contrary, the things become difficult when in the official environment.
At Toastmasters, it's always easy, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
here it's like a practice match you can play, and
yeah.
you have to deliver in the office.
So you will get ready. So be there more often. And if you are, as you said, screw it more often here. When you go out in the world, you'll be ready. You'll be fine. And many times I've seen that when people go blank or with them, they don't know what to say, they say, I'm really sorry. Why do we have to be sorry? Many people can go blank. I have gone blank once and I looked at people and I had no clue about what I was going to say. I was an evaluator and I took time and I got back. So if you falter, take time and come back. Everybody is rooting for you. If you're losing confidence, it's okay. Just tell yourself, it's okay. I'll come back here, and you don't have to be sorry about your performance. We are here to learn. So keep at it.
Yeah. Is there any technique other than practicing that when you go to the stage and you totally become blank and cloudy, all thoughts become, so is there any technique that I can work on that, for example, meditation or something else? Because every time when I ask this question, everyone says that practice. Okay, because definitely practice will make you perfect, but there are techniques that will improve in a faster way.
Okay, I'll share a technique that I use with children when I'm helping them out, and I'll show this. This is a Batman, right? So you all might have a superhero. I like Batman a lot, so I carry him around. So maybe it's Wonder Woman for you or Superman for you. Look at how he stands. Look carefully. Are his feet close together? When you stand, if you're in a physical meeting, I want you to stand like a superhero with your feet balanced on the stage, that you are sure. And then again, stand like this hero of yours with your chest out. And you can do something before you're called on stage. This is called a power pose. You feel powerful when you're open. Rather than sitting closed and worrying about what's going to come up, this is like, I'm scared, right? You have to sit more open and more relaxed. And you should look up Amy Cuddy's power pose.
I already watched it. Yeah.
Okay. So you can try the power pose. I teach it to the children for a minute. If you keep your hands on your hips and keep your feet apart, it's a Wonder Woman's pose. And stand there, be mindful of your own breath, as our beautiful TM Modi has told us. Stand there, you're more yourself, you're sure of yourself. You can tackle anything. You are the superhero if you feel like that. So when you are walking up there looking at people and you've done the power pose, there's nothing that you can come and destroy you. I hope I have answered. Yeah. All right. Are there any other questions? So the time's up. I see the red screen and I think we have done with the question and answer session. It was really very interesting to be here today, to have answered your questions. I will end with the note that when you are on stage, be you. Be transparent. Let the people see you. If you falter, that's fine. If you cry, it's fine. When you smile, smile. So be yourself and people will like you. They will see you. If you try to fake it, they will know. So be yourself. If you're unsure, be unsure. And they will want you to be more sure the next time you come. So be yourself each time you are on stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vidwat. I love the way you gracefully, effortlessly, flawlessly gave us so many tips to play by ear when we are in table topics. No wonder you are a confidence coach. Your confidence is contagious. I am going to implement all those tips that you have given, and I think everybody else in the meeting would do that. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, with that, I would quickly like to move to the next section, which is the prepared speeches section. And the first speaker that I am going to call upon on stage is Toastmaster Nupur Avasti, who is a quality and a process professional, mom of two-legged and two four-legged kids, love to travel in the not so famous places. She believes in learning from the past and not worrying about the future, and always being present in the present moment. So she is going to deliver her speech for level 1, project 3, and the project title is Research and Presenting from her path, Team Collaboration. So I would like to invite her evaluator to read the speech objectives. Over to you.
Hello, Toastmaster Nupur. So today, Toastmaster Nupur will be presenting her speech, whose purpose is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. I wish the speaker all the very best. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
With that, I would pass on the stage to Toastmaster Nupur Avasti. There is no I in the team. Toastmaster Nupur. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dear Modi. Before we start with the timing, let me just see how can I share my screen, because I'm not really getting the option here. So let's start when the screen is visible. Is it?
Yes, it is.
In the presentation format?
No, you have to do, yeah. Now
okay, great. Thank you so much. I have spent a lot of time thinking on the topic that would be effective for this particular pathways. Effective team collaboration. And I realized, let's just start from the beginning, the first step of team collaboration, which is being an effective team member. My dear Toastmasters and fellow guests, being a team member, being a good team player is all that it takes to build a team. There is no I in the team. That's just the reason why, while working in a team, we need to look beyond our boundaries, our visual peripheries, and our needs to work together. Here, the team does not really mean the people who we are in immediate contact with. It could be our virtual team. It could also be our stakeholders. So we always need to look at a holistic approach when we are working in a team. Because definitely when we work together, we create that I in the win part. Now, teamwork does not really mean that we ignore our needs, our growth opportunities, our work, our objectives. It just means that we come together as a whole and we provide support to the other person. For example, let's just take an example of Toastmasters here. We are looking forward for hybrid approaches. In hybrid approaches, we understand that some of our team members might not be able to come to an offline meeting. So we work together and we just move in the manner where we can adjust as per each other's needs and still achieve the overall objective of the team meeting. The most important part in team is respect. How many times has it happened that we meet someone and we get that feeling we don't really want to interact? Because it brings those thoughts of something that might have happened in the past, and those feelings are not good. So yes, we do not remember always what we said or what someone said to me, what we achieved or what someone else achieved, but we always, always, always remember what someone made us feel like. That's the reason. Always give respect to people. Always appreciate what they do. I'll again give the example of Toastmasters. When we put those photos, those brochures there in our WhatsApp groups, there is a line, photo credit or the brochure credit. So no matter who creates it, the credit should always be given. And that is a form of respect that we should keep for our team members. One thing in teamwork, which is a strict no-no, is gossiping. It's something that we always keep looking at. Gossiping, backbitching is, I would say, inherent in human beings, but that is something that would really, really demean your value as a team player. So refrain from any such activities. The next one that we have here, who would not have heard about this phrase from Africa? Now, in a team, we can work alone. Being an individual contributor, let's take an example. I can just finish my work very quickly and move ahead. But that doesn't really mean that I would be able to achieve the team's objectives, the team's goals. No. It can only and only happen when everyone moves together, moves ahead, moves forward, and that is only when we would be able to complete the team's objectives. So you can go fast, you can go quick, and you can finish your work alone, but you will not be able to complete the task. So look at the bigger picture. Look at the strategic areas that you need to work on in the team. Look at what is it that the team requires to do, and then work on it. It might be that when we are working, there can be disagreements between the way of working. But that does not really mean that we will get disheartened, or the most important thing is refrain from saying anything negative about the ideas that you do not understand or you do not encourage. That will again come in respect part. Refrain from saying anything adverse on those ideas. And as a team member, still, even if your ideas are not accepted, trust that the team altogether, whatever it decides, is deciding something for the good. Even if the team doesn't decide, let's say even if there is not a consensus in the team, even if the team leader says, yes, we need to do this, trust, and then move ahead, looking at that collaborative approach that we have there. Let's move on to the next one, and which is very important. A positive attitude. As I say, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can drive with a flat tire. You can go to a certain distance, but then at the end, it would definitely not work. You will have to change your attitude. And that is what being positive attitude means. Go for something, go for a can-do attitude, always in work. And here I am not only talking about yourself, I'm also talking about the team members. Trust that even the team members can do their work. In case you feel that they are not, encourage them. Give them a gentle push. Believe that yes, things can be done, no matter what they are. Remember the 3 C's of professionalism. Communicate. Communicate openly. If you have issues, share that. If you have, even if there is a bad news, understand how do you present it to your team members. Till the time you keep it with yourself and you think that I will resolve it, it's not going to get resolved. You will have to work on that, on the communication part. Conduct. Always conduct yourself with professionalism, with respect. Show your trust in others. Competence. Enhance your competence. Do a SWOT analysis. Understand the areas that you might need support on, and support, asking for support, which I know is very, very difficult. In human beings, we don't ask, but asking for support is really very important. It's very important to understand that we all do not have everything, all strong areas. There are weaknesses that we have, and we can go ahead and ask someone for help. So we looked at the I in win that needs to be achieved. But one thing that I would really want to emphasize here is if there is I, it's always hidden in the A. So do not be that person who spoils everything with not such a good attitude. I have here, presented here, some qualities that would help being an effective team player. The research was taken from a lot of other places, but I've also added for your reviews, for your inputs, some points, a very good training on LinkedIn. It's a very short 30-minute training that can help you. If you go through it, that can help you become an effective team player. And with that, I would like to open the front to any kind of questions. Since I presented this from my research, if there is anything that you would like to ask, I am very open to that. Because that is because I am not able to see the timer card here. So the time, I'm just trying to pin the timer here, I think we are already past time. Yes. In that case, I'm really sorry. And without questions, I would like to close this. And I would request if there are any questions, put them on the chat and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. Wonderful speech by Toastmaster Nupur, where she has given us tips to be a good leader. So I would like you all to take a few seconds and give your valuable feedback to the speaker in the chat. There's a link in the chat that you can also use, or you can directly put your feedback in the chat. Okay, so let's move on to the next speaker, who is Toastmaster Bhavna. She's working as a data design analyst in a startup. She loves reading books. She's listening to music and spending time with nature. She's going to deliver her speech for Project 1 Level 4. for leading in difficult situations, and she's following the path persuasive influence. So I would like to invite her evaluator, who is Toastmaster Dinesh, to read the speech objectives. Over to you. You are on mute, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Toastmaster Bhavna Bansal, she is going to speak on the path persuasive influence, level 4, project 1. It's leading in difficult situations. The title of our project is The Next Leap. This project focuses on the fundamentals of managing challenges, analyzing difficult situations, and identifying best strategies for the overcoming adversity. The purpose of this project is to practice strategies for adjusting to unexpected challenges to finalize the plan. Toastmaster Bhavna Bansal on The Next Leap.
A huge round of applause for the speaker, Toastmaster Bhavna, The Next Leap. Toastmaster Bhavna, The Next Leap. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Simranjeet. Toastmasters of Delhi has remained consistent with its goal without dwindling even for a second to provide a very supportive learning and, most importantly, a fun-filled and a very family kind of an atmosphere for which we are known in Delhi. And now it is time to take our club to the next level. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guests. As a long-standing member of this club, it gives me immense pleasure to announce a very special event that we are going to hold this year. As part of our PR activity and in order to promote self-growth and public speaking in our community, we take up this challenge to launch and host our first ever annual cultural event that we're going to celebrate in December this year. Now, before I proceed towards narrating the entire draft plan that I've written down, I would first like to talk about 3 important things which we have to cover before we can move on to discussing the structure and agenda of this event that we are going to have. Number 1 is the guest list. So our main purpose of having this event is basically to encourage all our potential guests to actually come up, meet all of us, see how Toastmasters and our club works, and try to convert them to members. So distinguished Toastmaster Amelia, Toastmaster Nupur, and I will be preparing the guest list, and we will be giving them a personal call and as well as email invites, and we will give them a reminder call 1 week before the event. We will be putting this Google Sheet on Google Sheet because so that all the members, we can keep inviting any potential guest or friends that we want to, and we will keep updating the sheet as and when we get confirmations from the guest. We shall finalize this list by the end of next month, after which we will proceed towards booking the venue and sorting out the budgets accordingly. As Toastmaster Mayank has been a very loyal treasurer of our club since a long time, and he's also a chartered accountant, I would like to give the full responsibility of finance and allocation of budget to Toastmaster Mayank. About the venue, Toastmaster Shahid can assist Toastmaster Mayank in choosing a venue which is preferably a good hotel around South Delhi so that all our members and guests can easily come and attend the event without any problems. These were the 3 main things, which were the budget, the venue, and inviting the guests. As far as the sound arrangements and the sound system is concerned, I would like to request Toastmaster Kamal and Toastmaster Rohan to work on it. I think they do a pretty good job in arranging and speaking to the concerned person to book the sound arrangements, or alternatively, we can even approach the hotel staff to see if they are willing to provide us with the sound arrangements. These were overall the main things that we have to keep in mind. Let me now give you a brief idea of the structure and the agenda of the event, after which I'll be opening the meeting for any further discussions on other suggestions or possible challenges so that we can discuss it right now and eventually finalize our plan and make it rock solid. All right. So to begin with, our event will be hosted by our very awesome solo travelers, Toastmaster Simranjeet and Toastmaster Rohan. Their main role would be basically to open the meeting, welcome the guests with a lot of energy, keep them occupied throughout the meeting, entertained, and close it with some good message and a thought, and take care of any possible disruptions that might occur in between the meeting. So my main role of choosing these two is because they both like to travel, and I thought that maybe they can speak about how travel and public speaking go hand in hand and how it can actually help people to come out of their shells, communicate, and build lasting and good relationships. After this, we will have a very nice musical performance by our very talented Toastmaster Kamal, and he's being given full liberty to choose any song that he likes. The time limit for Toastmaster Kamal would be 3 to 5 minutes. We can have a short practice or a rehearsal session if he wishes to before the final event. After this, I was thinking of having a keynote speech by a guest speaker, and I could not think of anyone else but Mr. Ankur Warikoo, who is currently a very popular figure on social media as well. So, and the plus point is that he resides in Delhi, so we won't have to worry much about his travel and stay. It'll just be his speech commercials. After that, we have a short 15 minutes break, and we will have some good beverages and snacks. And I'm sure all of you can think of just one sweet person in our club when it comes to food. That is Toastmaster Aisha. She will be taking the responsibility for the entire catering and the beverages and the food. After that, we're going to have a motivational session by Toastmaster Shahid. As the current VP membership of our club, I think it will give him a good opportunity to address our guests directly and motivate and encourage them to become members of Toastmasters of Delhi. We shall be ending the event with a short skit by Toastmaster Nupur and distinguished Toastmaster Amelia. I think they're pretty good with these entertaining things. And one of the main reasons why I'm picking up members from our club for all the fun-filled activities is that to encourage guests that we not only indulge in public speaking, but a lot of other activities. This is one of the main reasons why I joined Toastmasters, because during my first meet, I met some very interesting people who also like to sing and play music, and I could really resonate with them. That is one of the reasons. So I think that will be a good chance for us to invite members, invite guests, and convert them to members. And as far as the position of responsibilities are concerned, I have given the team lead to these people. They are free to choose their own teammates if they feel it is difficult for them to take all the responsibility themselves. They are most welcome to choose and create their own team members. We will be sending a thank you mail to all the guests, encouraging them to join our club, and we will try to give them a thank you memento and a card when they leave the meeting to encourage them and make them happy. With this, I think my time limit is up. I can see my red card. I hope that this is just a draft plan. We will discuss and make it even better, and hope to have a rocking annual cultural event of Toastmasters of Delhi. Thank you so much. I would like to open the meeting for any questions that the members might have. Yes, Shahid sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavna. That is a very fantastic initiative that you are taking to encourage guests to convert it to members. I have a small concern. Due to the current pandemic and the situation that is going on in terms of COVID, we are having very strict guidelines in terms of from the government in terms of gatherings, social gatherings. have you taken this into account that suddenly, if by the next week or next month when our event comes up, there is a certain change of guidelines by the government. How do we concur on that? How do we take care of that kind of situation? Put some light on it.
Sure. Thank you so much, Shahid sir. I think that is one question that we need to address. So I think our first priority would be to reach out to the guests in case we've already sent them invites to inform them that there will be a change in the venue and the date. I would take Toastmaster Rohan's help with, since he's the tech master, and we will try to have a virtual event in that case. We will try to seek for the government's approval for this event and keep it limited to the number of guests that the government would allow. If not, we will, as we all know, Toastmasters of Delhi is no less. So we will put up the entire event. We'll try to do the event upon Zoom.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, Toastmaster Aisha.
Toastmaster Bhavna, I have a small concern. I have a question in my mind that what if the keynote speaker backs out in the last moment due to some unavoidable circumstances, due to some unavoidable reasons, then?
Right. So in that case, I can see a very dear friend of mine and a past Toastmaster, Jasdev Singh. I would have him and one more veteran Toastmaster, probably Toastmaster Aditya Gupta. He's also a good friend of mine. We can have them in the guest among the audience and keep them briefed that in case there is an unavoidable situation, they might have to take up the role of giving the keynote speech, basically to encourage people and tell them about how public speaking has changed their lives and how it can change our guests' life if they join our club. So that would be our backup plan for now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Bhavna, I have a question. So
Sure,
the question is related to the guest, like how the guest will get the entry to the venue. Like, will there be any pass system or something else?
That's a good question, Toastmaster Kamal. So what we will do is when we send them the invites, they will be getting a registration link. And once they register with us, they can have a small pass or an ID card, which they can bring the printout, and that is how they can get access. And we will have Toastmaster Simranjeet and you to check the iCards and let the guests in.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any more questions?
One question from me. What are the kind of, you mentioned different singing events or skits and so on and so forth. But do you also have some cultural event planned, like catering to specific religion, like festivities and so on and so forth? Are you also trying to do that?
Okay, right. That's a good question. So I think December 2nd or 3rd week will be Christmas. So yes, we can have some cultural event. We can look for some people who can do something based on the Christmas theme, or probably the Shillong choir, who's really good. We can bring them for a nice choir performance. That's a good suggestion. We will talk about this with Toastmaster Mayank. If we can allocate the budget, then definitely up for it. Yes, Toastmaster Kabir.
I'm fairly new to Toastmasters. Just wanted to know, will this be a contributory or is there a budget in Toastmasters which will take care of this event? Are you aware in case you are?
Yeah. So me and Toastmaster Mayank have been working on this since a very long time, and we've been saving some budget so that we can have this event. Plus, Toastmaster Shahid and Toastmaster Aisha are our biggest investors. They plan to invest on our club, and it's a huge amount, and I hope we can do justice to it. So that way, I hope we'll be comfortable with the budget.
Toastmaster Bhavna, I have a question.
Yes, Toastmaster Nupur.
I was just wondering if that budget would also include all the virtual chocolates converted into the real ones that we have not been having since last 1 year or so.
Sure, sure. If we can do that, that'll be great. I'll definitely try for this because a lot of chocolate is spending on my side as well. So that's a good suggestion. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur.
Hi, Bhavna, I have a question.
Yes,
How will we
Neha?
choose our guest list? I mean, who will be our guest? How will we choose them?
Good question. So we already have a big list of guests. Like we keep a track of all the guests who've been attending our meeting since the past couple of years, and some guests are also very active in our club meetings. So we will first revise and go through that list. From there, plus we'd like to encourage all our members also to bring in and add their friends if they're willing to come and attend our our event. So that'll be great. So that is how we will try to sort out the guest list. Plus we will have some PR activities. We will post posters on all our social media platforms to have more and more participation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bhavna.
Thank you. Kabir sir, do we have time or? All right. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much for all the suggestions. We will definitely implement them, and let's get back together next month, 15th, to finalize this. And let's do by the year and come up with as many suggestions and solutions that we can. Thank you so much. Over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Simranji.
Thank you so much, Bhavna. I'm very excited both for the preparation and the event as well. Okay, so before we go on to the next section, that is the general evaluation section, I would like to share a phrase, a mindfulness phrase with you. So that's when you are doing the dishes, do the dishes. And if you would like me to decode it, that means that in your day-to-day daily activities, just like doing the dishes, what you need to do, you need to be really focused. Your focus should be only on the dishes, and your mind should not be wandering here and there in the past or in the future. I know it's a basic nature of our mind, but why we call it that we need to practice mindfulness is whenever your mind wanders, you need to bring it back. It wanders again, you need to bring it back. And what's the most important thing that I've been doing wrong when I started mindfulness is judging yourself. I used to judge myself. What the hell I'm thinking? I was focusing on my thoughts and I noticed what the hell I'm thinking, why I'm thinking like this. I should not think like this. Or these are mean thoughts, or these are not good. This is the most common mistake the people who are practicing mindfulness do. You should not judge yourself. It's the basic property of your mind. It wanders here and there. You need to do it, bring it back gently without judging yourself. Just gently bring it back where it should be. I would like to ask a question to the team members and the guests that there are also activities that they make us lose track of time. And they are no less than meditation. It can be painting, it can be playing football to some people, so there is always something that makes you lose track of time. So I would like to ask, or any volunteers who would like to share with us, that what is it that makes them lose track of time? Yes, Ramesh. Toastmaster Chintan.
So it is a very profound statement, and the concept is very profound. And I've been following many people who are working on this mindfulness. One of the eminent person is Eckhart Tolle. You might have heard about him. And his book is entitled The Power of Now. So one of the lesson is that I can give you an example. When you are thinking right now, whatever you are thinking, if you ask yourself to your mind, in your mind, that what will be my next thought, and your mind will stop. There is something called chain of thoughts, which will always going and going. But when you put attention to your thoughts, and when you ask that what will be my next thought, it will stop wandering. It all it requires is the attention. Once you are attentive to it, it will not go here and there. And as you have rightly mentioned, that whatever activity we do, or whether we do dishes, whether we go for walking, we eat, as Toastmaster Vidwata mentioned, whatever we do, it should be in the form of meditation. And it is not like sitting straight and always keeping eyes closed. So our every action should be meditative in a way that we should be aware about the present. So this is one of the lessons which I learned, and it is really effective. Whenever you find in a situation your thoughts horses goes wild, you just ask yourself what my next thought would be, and it will stop immediately. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very rightly said. When you will try to focus on your thoughts, you will start noticing that they are fading away, and now you are getting into a state where you would not have any thoughts. Thank you very much. So any other person, any other Toastmaster or guest who would like to share their thoughts and the activities that they do?
Does watching Netflix count?
Yeah,
Just
if
asking.
it
Just asking.
yeah, if it makes you lose the track of time, then yes. Because when I watch Netflix, I sometimes lose the video if it is not that interesting, and I'm just thinking of something else. So if it works for you, it counts. Thank you so much, Nupur. Okay, so now I would like you all to vote for
Toastmaster
the best
Vidwata
speaker.
has, I think, raised her
Okay,
hand. She wants to
okay, sorry for that. Toastmaster Vidwata, yes. Thanks. I can't hear you properly.
Yeah, I think it's better now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the activities I like to do when my mind is too cluttered and too many thoughts is sit down with color pencils and open a book where you have nice adult coloring books nowadays. So, and many patterns are there. I just start filling the book, and an hour or so passes by. I'm so engrossed in filling up the sketch with colors that I find it very peaceful. That's one thing that I like to do. And that quite helps me focus. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vidwata. I would like to tell you all that this is no less than meditating. That if you are doing something that you are completely engrossed in, it will help you a lot. Okay, so now I would like to move on to the polling. Please vote for the best speaker. You would see the poll on your screen. So now I would like to move on to the general evaluation section, and I would pass on the stage to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Shahid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Simran. Good evening once again, Toastmasters and my dear friends. We are almost moving on time, a little bit of minutes here and there when certain interesting things are going on with such excellent debutant Toastmasters like Toastmaster Simran. I hope I'm audible to everyone. This is the first time I'm asking this because my energy is a bit low and I need some pep talk. You know why I need some pep talk? After such a beautiful table topic section, there was no table topic session actually. There should have been a table topic session where we should have come to know where we stand after such a beautiful session. Anyways, in terms of time and limits of these meetings on Zoom, we'll carry on with what is available on the agenda for us. So let's get mindful and let's start with the first speech evaluation. I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster, let me see who it is. Toastmaster Nupur Awasthi speech is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Bandhana. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Bandhana on stage to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Shahid sir, Toastmaster Nupur, it was indeed, there was no I in your speech, and it was all about team collaboration put across to us in a very subtle yet powerful manner. The things that stood out to me in your speech were: number one, there were nuggets of information, informative tidbits were pointed out for me. The very first one being respect, then gossiping, no gossip. Look at the bigger picture. If you want to go fast, go alone. Trust and have a positive attitude. So information nuggets were well capsuled for me. The second thing was you delivered your speech standing up. So your voice was directly coming from the diaphragm. Your voice throw made it evident. Your confidence and conviction with which the words you conveyed to me, and the hand gestures that kept on talking to me throughout the speech were powerful and strong. The third and the most important, inflection and emphasis on words with the hands banging made it more relatable and more resonating to my thought process when you said, yes, we can do it. We have to do it. This was something that actually hooked me and kept me through. Now coming to some improvements, I wish to know from you if the speech was reviewed by your mentor.
My mentor is not well these days, so she hasn't been reviewing those speeches.
Any other person who might have looked upon the content? No?
No.
So what happened? The information was so packed, it was so full of nuggets that we did overboard on time. A mentor evaluation could have helped you to concise it down, make it brief. Brevity is the key to success. To your even when you speak out, the way you put across 3 abbreviations for 3 C's, saying that communicate, conduct, and competence makes the difference. The same in public speaking, brevity is the key. So a mentor review would have actually flavored it really well. And the second thing, when we say research, there are certain methods of research that we look upon. So like citation, we do provide. I found that citations to be completely missing. Even what research approach you took to find out these nuggets, even that was not mentioned. Like, how did you collect the data? Experiments, surveys, questionnaire, interview cases, studies, observations, trials, anything. So citation, any research is always backed by a citation, or even of citation, what research approach was adopted, that could have brought out the exact hassle and the hurdles that you went through while coming up with this topic. So my only nuggets will be to have the speech reviewed, and also explain what research approach did you utilize if possible towards the end. Otherwise, all in all, it was a very packed information packed speech for me. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bandana. I would now like to move on to the next speech evaluation, that is the speech of Toastmaster Bhavna. The speech of Toastmaster Bhavna is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Dinesh. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Dinesh on stage for evaluation of the speech of Toastmaster Bhavna.
Thank you everyone. Toastmaster Bhavna. Along with all the Toastmaster, I was sure that after 2-3 minutes you will dwindle. But instead of that, throughout the speech, I am proud to say that you are calm and quiet, confident, to the point, and very attentive. Very well done, Bhavna. You started with a history and captivated the audience. Your speech was very well structured. You gave the complete structure by saying number 1, number 2, number 3, like that. You gave all the details. I am supposed to take care of so many other items, but before I go that, the main item is your impromptu speaking challenges. In that, you very nicely handle the questions and the suggestions especially given by the audience. And you could very nicely satisfy all the persons who asked the questions, especially when you encouraged by saying that this is a good question. Okay, right. That was really very impressive. You not only that, you acknowledge and replied in a very well mannered. At the same time, you encourage others to ask the question. You shifted, yeah, it's as a, basically it seems that you are from Delhi, so they are all very expert. You shifted your responsibility to the other persons by very sugar-coated words that no, this will be done by this person or so. I loved that. Yeah, it was, and also you gave good suggestion. Coming to the other points, especially, I feel that it could have been more better if you could have taken care of two most important things. One is more hand gestures. As usual, for me, it is also there. I'm using my right hand. You also use right hand. Try to learn the left hand also. And another was, and I am also doing like that. But by practicing, try to avoid the filler words, and all those. Now coming to the other points, you spoke with very nice vocal variety. You had very nice eye contact. You shook head that was quite impressive, and you could keep the audience quite aware and attentive. Then from the beginning to end, as I said in the beginning that you were quite consistent. That was the best part of your speech, I found. And one more suggestion, one more things that I found was you gave very detailed schedule for the club program, so that, and you made the point very clear. In total, you did extremely well. Congratulations, Bhavna. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. That was a. I'll keep the comments for the after the polls are done. Toastmaster Rohan, can we have the polls, please? Now that the polls are done, Rohan, are we done with the polls? Thank you so much. I would now like to come on talk about the two evaluators, my team evaluators who evaluated the speech of Toastmaster Nupur and Toastmaster Bhavna. I would not first like to talk about Toastmaster Bhavna. Toastmaster Bhavna is a staple audience of my club, staple role player of my club. Though she's not part of my club, yet she's always volunteering for some role or the other in every meeting, and I'm really grateful and thank her for this kind gesture. It is very good that my club speakers are their speeches are being evaluated by speakers from outside, from evaluators from outside. This is a very good initiative by the VP Education that he has taken, is being taken. And I would like to really thank and appreciate this gesture. Just to add to the evaluations of Toastmaster Bhavna in terms of the evaluation of Toastmaster Nupur, she was bang on about so many things, especially when she talked about the speech not being reviewed. So, my dear friends, please understand that it is very evident if your speech is not being reviewed by your mentor. It is very evident, even if you are a seasoned Toastmaster, you need to get your speech evaluated by mentored by your edited by your mentor. In case this is an open offer to each and everyone in the club, in case your mentor is not available, please do reach out to me as your VP membership and as a senior Toastmaster. I take that on terms of age as well as my acronym as DTM. Please do approach me for editing, getting your speeches edited. Otherwise, we have Toastmaster Rohan, we have Toastmaster Aisha, who are there to support you if you are approaching them with your speeches. But please do get your speeches edited because it will show in your preparation, in your work. What I also need to add is that in terms of recommendation, I am a very critical general evaluator, so please forgive me for that. The presentation was actually not aligned with the speaker's words. There was a lot of misalignment. It was not making me really attentive. I was worried, should I look at the presentation or should I look at the speaker's words, what he's saying. There was no richer statistics that has already been told by Toastmaster Bhavna. Also, the speaker should also be mindful of the timeline, because when there is a presentation going on, we tend to forget that we are exceeding our time. This is one thing that we need to take care of. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Bhavna, for that excellent evaluation. I would now like to move on to Toastmaster Bhavna's speech. It was evaluated by Toastmaster Desai, Toastmaster Dinesh Desai. Once again, thank you so much for this evaluation. I don't have much to say because the evaluation was quite bang on. The only thing that I would like to point out is that while the speaker was talking about the plannings, the delegations of roles to various role players, she could have given certain figures in terms of number of guests required, the amount of budget, etc., so that the person who approaches her in the formal meeting or in the informal meeting has certain pointers with her at what are her expectations from that particular role player or that particular person. This is one thing that could have been done. In all, the speech was fail-proof and had a strong plan to add in more members, and I was happily surprised. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavna. I would now like to move on to just I think I have a message. Okay. I have a message from our module master that she would like to have a feedback as a general evaluator. The protocol says that the general evaluators is not supposed to evaluate the module master because you are a guest and dignitary in our club. You are doing something that we are obliging our club with such a beautiful workshop. But then, okay, I have already taken note of certain things that I am going to share with you. I would like to thank Toastmaster Vidvata Mahta for such an energetic and informative table topics module. I am sure we all have learned something new in this session that has empowered us to ace table topics now. And I'm expecting a very large number of members to join the table topics because there is no restriction in terms of eligibility except that you should be an active member. Other than that, you are most welcome to join the table topics as a contestant. In terms of any feedback of what you said, the CRC approach, I would again like to say that beautiful sandwich model that you showed us, I would like to end without any recommendation because it is not required. Sometimes the sandwich has to be open. You have to, this is the beauty of any feedback, that you don't have to always cover it up with a CRC approach. It can be a C, and again then another C. So I really enjoyed the session and I learned a lot of points from it. Thank you so much. With this, I would like to, let's also have a big round of applause for Toastmasters. Thank you so much. I would now like to move on to the next part of our evaluation session. Please help me welcome another debutant Toastmaster from my club, Toastmaster Neha Latwal, as the active listener. Toastmaster Neha Latwal, please, the stage is all yours to challenge the listening skills of the members. Toastmaster Neha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shahid. So now it's time to test how actively everyone was listening in the meeting. Two things to keep in mind. If you know the answer, please raise your hand. I will select you. And do not speak out of your turn. So I'm going to ask my first question. My first question is, in which year Toastmaster Vidvita, want table topic constant. Please raise your hand.
Neha, switch to gallery view so you'll see everyone.
So just a minute. Yes, Simranjeet, please.
Well, I was the one who introduced her, so I know that.
Okay. Apart from you, nobody know the answer, I believe. No one has raised
Kabir sir had raised his hand.
Yes, Rohan and Kabir sir raised.
Okay, please, Kabir sir, please.
Not sure. I would like to make it pass.
Okay.
You can make a guess. You can make a healthy guess. That's okay.
Okay.
2018.
No.
You're close, by the way.
Yes, you are close.
You're
Yes.
close.
Can I guess again?
Yes.
2019.
No.
Yes, it is that.
No. Actually, it is 2015.
It's 2019.
Okay, I heard it wrongly, so that's why I'm sorry for it. Okay, so my next question is, what is the number of today's meeting? Lavina has introduced. I request to all of you, please. Yes, TM Chintan, sorry.
It is meeting number 270.
Yes, you are correct. It is meeting number 270. Next question is the first word which was shown in green card by TM Vidvita during her speech. Oh, yes, please. TM Gopal.
Is it?
The word which was shown in green card. The first word which was shown in green card. I can see other hand, but yeah, I'm giving chance to you.
Chant has raised his hand.
Should I pass this question? Okay, yes, please, Dishant.
Yet.
Yes, correct. It's yet. It's nice. The next question is name of the person whose picture was shown in the first slide of the first speaker. It's Nupur. Apart from Nupur in her evaluator, I want answer from other team members. I can see one hand of Rohan if other are.
Bhavna has also raised her hand, but I'll answer Maya Angelou. Is it Maya Angelou?
No. Yes, sorry. Yes, it's Michelle George. You're right. The next question is when Toastmaster Club is going to hold annual culture event? In which month? Yeah. Oh, yes. Mr. TM Kabir.
December, month of December.
Yes, you're correct. And next question is, what role TM Mayank will be taking? What responsibility TM Mayank will be taking care in annual general culture? I can see Shahid sir, but Simranji know every answer. Yes, Simranji, please.
Yes, so he has been the treasurer and he will be getting the responsibility of the finances.
Yes, you are correct. Yes. Next question is till which month we'll finalize our guest list?
November.
Yes, it is November, but okay, it is. Do I have some more time to ask question?
No, the time is up.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nilva. I would now like to move on to the next auxiliary role player. I would like to call upon stage our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Toastmaster Chintan, to please share his grammarian's report. Toastmaster Chintan.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So it was a wonderful session, and although I had to be mindful, but sometimes I lost the count of the words, and this is my report. Today's word of the day was, there is an error. The word was dwindle, and it was used by Toastmaster Bhavna once and Toastmaster Dinesh once. The idiom of the day were used by Toastmaster Vidwata twice. The idiom of the day was also used once by Toastmaster Gopal, Toastmaster Simarjit, and Toastmaster Bhavna. Coming to the good language usage, I lost the count of good usage of Toastmaster Vidwata, because there were words like right into the game from the first words he spoke, face it to ace it, I'm not there yet, but I will, hostile, give it a shot, back on your feet, don't forget to wear the smile, tie your story to the theme, super important, elevate the speech, grab the words, dissect it, falter, power pose, engrossed in clutter. Toastmaster Simarjit had used confidence is contagious, mind should not be wandering. Toastmaster Nupur had used look at the bigger picture, consensus, bad attitude is like a flat tire, collaborative approach, gentle push, and many quotes. Toastmaster Bhavna had mentioned the next leap, that was the title of the speech, rock solid, indulge, veteran. Toastmaster Shahid, it was my mistake that I could not be able to hear him loud and clear. Might be technical error, but in one of the feedback question, he asked that can you throw some light on. Toastmaster Bhavna used subtle but powerful. She used emphasis, full of nuggets. Brevity is the key, and Toastmaster Dinesh had used captivated the audience. Coming to not so good usages. The first one is all the negative thoughts start coming. It can be rephrased as all the negative thoughts started pouring, or the start should not be there, started should be there, in my opinion. There was a word used that move ahead, move forward. Either of these two can be used, either move ahead or move forward, because it serves the purpose. One more things I found, it should be one more thing. I have here presenter, that was the error, and presenter corrected herself and rephrased it that I have presented here. One word was used, one phrase was used that she loves listening music. It should be she loves to listening music. Excellent speech and lots to think about. This was actually a chat feedback on the speech, and it should be rephrased that there's a lot to think about rather than lots to think about, in my opinion. Then met some interesting people. It should be rephrased as met interesting people or some interesting personnel. It would have been more better. It would have been better. Role of keynote speech. It should be role of keynote speaker. You acknowledge, you acknowledged. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chintan. I would now like to move on to the next auxiliary role player. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Kamal as the R counter of the day. Toastmaster Kamal.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for calling me on the stage. Let me share my screen. Okay, is it visible? The screen?
Yes.
All right. So the first speaker was Sergeant at Arms. She has not made any crutch words or filler words. Simranjit Kaur has not made any crutch word or filler words. DTM Shahid Anwar Rafi made 3 crutch words, 3 R's and 1 arms. Toastmaster Kabir Talwar has made 1 R and 2 R. Total, he made 3 crutches word. Chintan Seth, the grammarian of the day, has made 1 R, 1 R. Neha Latwal has made 4 R and 1 Toastmaster Vidwata Mohta has made 1 R, 1 R, and 1 other repeats. Toastmaster Gopal Juneja has made 1 R, 1 R. Toastmaster Dishant Batra has made 1 R. Toastmaster Nupur Avasti has made 2 R. Toastmaster Vandana Singh has made 1 R and 1 Total, she has made 4 crutches words. While Rohan Bansal has made 1 R. Toastmaster Dinesh has not made any R and ums. While Toastmaster Bhavna Sharma has made 3 R's, 1 Total, she had made 3 crutches words. Thank you so much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamal. I would now like to call upon stage our last but not least auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Kabir Talwar, as the timer to present his report. Toastmaster Kabir.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, sir. The time taken by Vidwata Mohta for educational module was 36 minutes and 40 seconds. The time taken by speaker Toastmaster Nupur Avasti was 10 minutes and 48 seconds. Toastmaster Bhavna Sharma for her first speech was 7 minutes and 36 seconds, and for question and answers was 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Evaluators, Toastmaster Bandana Singh took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Dinesh Desai took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Noha Latwal, who was the active listener, took 6 minutes and 2 seconds. And Toastmaster Chintan Seth took 3 minutes and 18 seconds. And Toastmaster Kamal Malik took 2 minutes and 58 seconds. That's my report for the today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kabir. I would now request the tech master to please open the polls. While the polls are being done, I would like to come upon my evaluation. My auxiliary role players did an excellent job. Toastmaster Kabir has come back to the band as the timer and is very active nowadays in the club. I'm happy to hear that, to see that. Toastmaster Kamal Malik, always the man, the knight in shining armor, has again taken the role of our counter and did it very well. I see him coming in, taking the roles in every meeting and being very active. Thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Kamal. The grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Chintan, presented a fantastic grammarian's report. It was colorful and very precise. The debutant active listener, Toastmaster Neha, she joined our club only 2 or 3 days back, and she has done a fantastic job of an active listener. She was flawless and confident in her approach as the active listener because it is an interactive leadership role, and she was not at all feeling nervous or feeling a little bummed up with any kind of challenges that could have come up in such a role. I have no recommendations because each and every player was well prepared with their roles, and as always were good in doing what they do best. The Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Lavina Mittal is by far one of the best role players as Sergeant at Arms in TMOD. Toastmaster Rohan Bansal started with as the presiding officer with a motivational story and took the introduction of the guest and acknowledged the presence of the dignitaries in the meeting. Toastmaster Simranjeet had a great theme of mindfulness and did good justice to it by doing activities with the audiences and giving tips on how to be mindful. She did a fantastic job of explaining the meeting structure. For any shortcomings that Toastmaster Simranjeet has, she covers up with a genuine smile. Moving on to the general situation, the general evaluation of the meeting. The meeting started on time, though it is not ending on time. There is a little lag in time, but we can give it considering that the meeting was lively and was very informative and very fruitful to each and every member of the club. With this, having said that, I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Simranjeet, to take the meeting forward.
Thank you so much for the great evaluation, the general evaluator. Now I would like to take the meeting to the end, but before that I would like to share a story with you. And here it goes. So there was a disciple and the master. The disciple went to the master and said, "How much time would it take for me to achieve my goals?" The master said, 10 years. The disciple asked, "How much time would it take if I work harder?" The master said, 15 years. The disciple again asked, how much time would it take if I work a lot more harder? The master said, 20 years. And the disciple got confused and he asked the master, "Why are you increasing the time? I'm saying that I'm gonna work harder, and why are you saying that it is going to take me longer to achieve my goals?" To this, the master said that when you have your one eye on the goal, there is only one eye of you is on the path. That means that being fully present with the efforts that you are putting to achieve your goals and not being anxious and not being worried about what is going to be the result is going to make you a lot more productive, and that way you are going to achieve a lot more. And that is what written in Gita, right? Karam kiye jao aur phal ki chinta mat karo, right? Yeah. So now I want you all to just close your eyes once. We are going to have a little exercise, a mindful exercise. Everyone, please close your eyes. Now I want you to bring your awareness to where you are sitting. Are you sitting on a chair? Are you sitting on a sofa? Are you in a bedroom? Which parts of your body is being supported by the chair or the sofa or the bed? What's the temperature there? What's the weather? Is it cold? Is it hot? Or is it just perfect, pleasant? I want you to focus on your tip of the nose and make a full breath in. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale gently. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Bring your awareness to your thoughts. How are you feeling right now? Are you happy? Are you anxious about the things that you need to do after the meeting? Focus on your thoughts. Few more seconds. Take a full breath in again. Focus on the tip of your nose. Inhale. And gently exhale. Now open your eyes. How did you feel? Being aware of your body, being aware of your thoughts, and focusing on your breath can do wonders for you. Whenever you are in a situation of pressure or whenever you're in a situation of emergency, and if you have practiced this before and your mind is used to it, you are going to get back to it at those moments, and it is going to help you to take wiser decisions. So with that, I would like to pass on the control to Toastmaster Rohan. I hope I did justice for the theme. Thank you very much.
A huge round of applause for Toastmaster Simranjeet as a fantastic Toastmaster of the day. Before we move ahead, I'd like all of you to quickly vote for the best role player. We are way over time, so I'll just quickly close the meeting. As you vote, I'd like to get feedback from our guests today. Let's see who's here. Firstly, Toastmaster Dinesh, any feedback for us for our meeting? What do you think?
Yeah, I've taken out the mic. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Good. Yeah, my salute to Sahid sir. I feel envy and that you are spending your valuable time for this wonderful youth. It's really, I'm thankful to you. And each and every one of you are doing extremely well. I have visited more than hundreds of clubs. I rank #1 to your club. Very nicely coordinated, very nicely done, very enthusiastic, and very openly and very clear and direct feedback by Sahid sir. I love that. Good, thank you. Keep it up.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh, for coming on and giving us your evaluation and your time. So thank you so much for joining us. Really good to have you here. Toastmaster Vidvita, can we have your feedback, please? What do you think of the meeting? Any thoughts on us? We can't hear you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan, for having invited me. It was a nice peek to see such wonderful and very cohesive unit together as a Toastmaster meeting. I really loved and enjoyed the meeting today. I see a lot of good rapport here. So it's a wonderful experience for me. Everybody, I hope I'm able to come here more often. That's what I'm leaving here with. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vidvita, firstly, for coming on and sharing your learnings with us. It was a very insightful session for all of us, and I'm sure we'll use that to our advantage going forward in table topics. Thank you so much, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Chintan, what do you think of the meeting? Any thoughts?
So whatever the earlier speakers told, I am just absolutely in sync with them. I loved it, and just the polls are over. So I want to share just one thing, that after listening to this table topic session, that my strength was dwindling because my PowerPoint was getting crashed and I didn't have my grammar report template. So I played by the ear, I typed it again, and there was an error which was obvious when I presented, but I didn't want to say at that time. But I got the courage by looking at you and got the inspiration that we should not stop and go ahead whether how the condition will turn out. So thank you for inspiring me, and I really am looking forward to give the speech also in your club. And I hope that you just keep doing what you are doing, keep inspiring, and thank you each and every one of us. I learned a lot from everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chintan, for joining us today. Really glad to have you here. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to quickly present the winners for today. Just give me a moment. All right, any guesses for best auxiliary role player? Any guesses?
Grammarian.
You're right, it's the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Chintan. Congratulations. Best evaluator. Two amazing evaluations today. Any guesses?
Bandana Singh.
Toastmaster Dinesh.
Kamal, you win the best guesser for today. It's Toastmaster Dinesh Desai. Congratulations, sir. Best role player.
Simranjeet.
Simranjeet.
All right, it's Simranjeet. Congratulations. Finally, best speaker.
It's a tough one.
All right, so the best speaker is Toastmaster Bhavna. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very well done, all the role players and speakers. So that brings us to the end. I really apologize for taking it over 20 minutes beyond the agenda time. But today we extended, so we'll have to look back and reflect on where that extra time went. So just a quick heads up, now that you know you're equipped to face the table topics as Toastmaster Vidudha pointed out. Tomorrow we have a table topic session at 12 p.m. So if you want to practice, we have additional speech. We have a table topic session where 10 to 12 speakers will speak tomorrow and be evaluated. So practice, come at 12 p.m. and practice your newfound skills and learn along with us. So our session is called Impromptu Hive, which we conduct every Sunday at 12 p.m. So you are more than welcome to join us every Sunday.
So what was the answer? What was the answer which you hooked us from the start?
Oh, yes. So any guesses now, Chintan? Any guesses? Have you had time to think about it? So what did the monk say to the friend who asked him what was mindfulness? Why did he start laughing? Simranjeet, any thoughts?
Yeah, he must have said you already have your mind with you and all that.
He said your mind is so full that you're searching for mindfulness outside of your mind. Mindfulness exists within you, not outside you. So that is why you're starting laughing. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. We bring this meeting